Hey, family. After a week of facing fears and building mental strength, today, in the sweet spot where science meets the soul, we find ourselves in Slow Down Sunday. Wow. So, guess what? This is the opportunity you get to be still. We're going to slow it down and just get still today. You know, I've noticed something interesting working with elite performers and elite businessmen and top clients who do amazing things in all kinds of fields. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come in moments of quiet, moments of stillness. If I could ever get them to be still, and when they become still, when we stop pushing and we start listening, miracles appear. Possibilities flood in. Joseph Campbell, the author, once said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." Think about that. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. What a beautiful quote for this week's journey we've been taking on facing the unknown and the uncertain. Think about that. Often what scares us most has the greatest potential for our growth. But here's the key. We've got to slow down enough to see it and appreciate it. What are we facing today that feels like it's a cave that we're afraid to enter? What's dark? What's foreboding? What's so scary? Well, if you've been with us all week, you know that I'm going to ask you to reframe that as what treasures might be ahead for me in this dark time. What new possibilities are lurking there for me? What's possible for my growth? What blessing is ahead? Think about it. Often what scares us the most is where we're going to find our greatest growth. I remember working with a UFC fighter who was struggling before big fights. Just a lot of anxiety. He just didn't know what was going to happen. And he's not alone. Many athletes and performers have the same issue. They can't figure out the ending. A lot of it is uncertain. And you have to be able to tolerate the unknown. What was the breakthrough that worked for him? You're going to find it fascinating. Learning to sit in silence for 10 minutes each morning was all it took. By practicing it every morning, like we've discussed this week, in the quiet, he told me that he found his power. So this Sunday, I want you to do the same thing with 3 sacred practices this Sunday. Start with 5 minutes of pure silence. Turn off the phone, just close the door, and just be with silence for 5 minutes. See what you can hear in the room, what you can feel in the room, even what you smell in the room, but just 5 minutes. And after that, I want you to journal or write down 1 fear and 1 blessing. Or if you don't want to write it down, think about 1 fear and think about 1 blessing. Just get your mind present to that. And once you're done with that, the third part of this sacred practice that I want you to do is to take a slow walk without your phone. Just walk around for 2 to 3 minutes without your phone, and then come back and sit in the same space where you did your 5 minutes of pure silence. You won't imagine how hard that is to do, and how many people who are going to be listening to me today will not be able to do it because they're just going to be too busy. But I guarantee you that it's in your stillness that you will find your true self. In the scriptures, it's put this way. Psalms 46:10, I think it says it this way. Be still. Just be still. And know that I'm God. That's the power that's available. Be still and know that I'm God. Be still and know that there's something bigger than you in the universe. One of my favorite authors, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said it this way. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. Worth repeating. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you, my friend. And my favorite from Mother Teresa, in the silence of the heart, God speaks. Amen. All right, now we've had a little church here today. All right, so this is your Sunday invitation. You find that quiet space, you breathe deep, you listen to what your heart's been trying to tell you. Let the neuroscience kick in. Remember, we talked about your prefrontal cortex, the amygdala. We talked about the anterior cingulate gyrus. We talked about the myelin sheaths. So many things we discussed this week in terms of facing the unknown and the human brain's capacity to not only just face it, but overcome it. We talked about our ancestors, the evolutionary lessons of our ancestry, where when they were faced with darkness, their response wasn't to run and hide. They lit a match, okay? They figured out light, how to get light into the room or into the atmosphere. And that's what you're going to do, my friend, all week long. Stay blessed. And thank you for joining me on this incredible week where we were facing the unknown. And we are living in times where we have to be able to navigate and manage the unknown and the uncertain, just like our ancestors did. All right, now, be blessed. Take care, and I'll see you, for Making Moves Monday. All right, tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. You got to join me on either LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram or Threads. All right, take care. Bye-bye.